The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild has been receiving perfect scores almost everywhere, but does that make it the best Zelda game ever? I say no, and here are the reasons. Number 5. Cooking time. Cooking can be fun because of all the variety and the different dishes and elixirs you can make. But this can be a major time waster and can take you out of the actual game for long periods. There are so many different ingredients that you constantly have to read through to see what they do and what can be combined together to make the perfect dish or elixir. And because you can no longer pick up hearts, you have to commit the time to cooking. In my opinion, this quickly goes from fun to a long, boring gimmick. Number 4. Climbing time. If you have tried to climb anything in this game, you will know why this is on the list. There are so many beautiful things to see and cool places to go, but unfortunately, half the time there is an enormous mountain in your way. And some of these mountains are so big that it takes up to 20 minutes to get to the top. I think the climbing is cool, especially when you get to the top and you get to soak in the view and then paraglide off. But there are too many giant mountains that take too long to scale. Number 3. Repetitive dungeons and bosses. Each main dungeon, or divine beast as they're called in this game, uses the exact same mechanic. You control certain points of each beast and they rotate a specific way depending on which one you decide to move. Now, I do think this is a really cool mechanic, but to use the same thing on all 4 of the divine beasts is not only repetitive, but it lacks creativity, which turns a cool mechanic into a stale mechanic. Now, speaking about lack of creativity, the bosses that you face at the end of each of the divine beasts look almost identical, and they really don't offer any unique experiences. Yes, they all have a signature move, and yes, you have to do one thing different on each of them. But in the end, you really just have to shoot arrows and run up to them and go ham with your weapon. Every other Zelda game in the past had super unique and cool bosses, where this one is just rinse and repeat. Number 2. No permanent dungeon items. Do you remember the first time you opened up a big chest in a Zelda game? It was like freaking Christmas! And then you got to use your new item to conquer the dungeon. It was so cool and you felt so epic. I remember the first time I got the hook shot and I held it up for everyone to see. I was so happy and I felt like I earned it, which was a great feeling. Or how about that freaking awesome ball and chain in Twilight Princess? That thing was so fun. But in this game, you never get anything cool in the dungeons. In fact, the big chest and big key don't even exist. Half the time, I didn't care if I opened up all the chests in the dungeons because I already had weapons that were just as good or better. I understand they wanted to go with the whole weapons breaking for a different experience, but taking away unique items that would offer new possibilities in the game was a major mistake. Number 1. The menus. Oh my god. I feel like I have spent over half my time in this game just going through the menus. And yes, every Zelda game you have a lot of menu time, but between the Sheikah Slate, the pause menu, the quick select menu, and the addition to weapons, shields, and bows breaking, or having to drop an item because of your lack of inventory space, makes you feel like you are in the menus more than actually playing the game. Plus, you have to spend a bunch of time cooking, so that just adds to your time in the menus. At times, being in the menus so much made me exhausted, and it took away from that feeling of an epic Zelda adventure. And I know this is labeled as a top 5, but there is one other thing that bothers me. Why does every secret have to lead to a shrine? Don't get me wrong, I think shrines are really fun and really cool, but having every secret lead to a shrine really takes away the mysteries and surprises that are supposed to come with Zelda games. Now, I really do love this game, and I'm still having a blast playing it. But it's for these reasons that I believe Breath of the Wild is not the greatest Zelda game of all time. However, it is in my top 5. I absolutely love this game. This game is amazing. It's really, really, really fun. I recommend it to everyone. Even if you're not a Zelda fan, you're gonna love it. So I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. If you're curious about my favorite Zelda games, I will list my top 5 in the description below. And if you agree that Breath of the Wild is not the best Zelda game ever, let me know if I missed anything in the comments below. And if you disagree with me, tell me why in the comments below. Please remember to leave a thumbs up and share the video with a friend. I will see you guys all next time.